Alright, let's take the blade off this lawnmower. They're all down here. Hopefully, my little wonky ratchet will do it. If not, I'll have to go with something else, I guess. I'm sure it's a metric of some sort. Actually, I think it might be standing. The real ratchet, I'll be back. Alright, let's see something number 3 here. We got the big old breaker bar out this time with a 1/2 inch socket on it. So let's see what kind of damage we can actually do. So it's a 36-inch breaker bar, no big deal. There we go. And I didn't take it off and sharpen it at all last year, since last spring. This Husqvarna, you gotta watch out because this shaft will fall down. That'll miss the line. So we'll run that back up in there. Now, let's see how well our blade actually balances down here. Which is what this tool here is used for. It's not a bicycle belt. And surprisingly, we're a little heavy on the one side, but we gotta sharpen it first. But the reason for balancing these blades is actually to help the mower. So I'm going to put this in the vise, and we're going to grind her up some, and then we'll recheck the balance, put it back in. Alright, I'm going to do one side, and then I'll flip it over to the other side. Take a little off here, clean up this one, get them sharp. Alright, that's one side. Alright, that's sharpened up a little. Anyway, I got a good edge on it. I just set it right here on our scale. Alright. It's funny because this one doesn't exactly line up with any of the notches there. If you look at it, so I'm right in between a bunch of notches there, so I gotta look at it. But if you look at it, we even want the dirt on it. She's well balanced. She could be a little better. She's got some dirt on it and stuff. But we're going to go ahead, put this back in, reinstall it, and then I'll do some more maintenance on this mower. Alright, there we go, we're back. I'm going to go ahead and reinstall this thing again. I want the mulchers kicked up. Underside of this really needs a bath. I will clean that without you guys though. But there's still a lot of last year's grass caked up in here. This is why this thing's kind of bent up. I usually just bang it on the ground, which is not the right way of doing it. But it knocks most of the shit out. That's what happens when you mow wet grass. And then it clumps up. And then once it's all clumped up, doesn't shoot right, doesn't bag right, doesn't do any of its stuff right. I know sharpen it, we want to watch our hands, but thankfully we twist the other direction this time. Alright, snug in there and crank it down or anything. So that part's ready to go. Yeah, my other thing that you can see, looking at it, my wheels are pitched in, especially that one. They're just old and broken now. It's getting there. It's 10 years old. Alright. Now let's see. I did not bring a spark plug socket out with me. But you can see my air filter. Actually, still relatively clean. I'll pick up a new one of those. California really beat this thing up. It's a great lawnmower, but California really beat this thing up. And unfortunately, Husqvarna only made this model for about a year and a half. So, it's not very popular. And you got to order parts straight from Husqvarna or one of them online places. So let me check the size here. And with that, let's check our fuel filter. Fuel filter still looks good this year. That was an addition I made. All right, that looks like probably 11/16. I'll be back. Alrighty. So let's see how well my guess worked here. Spot on. That's it. Where did I put that ratchet at? There it is. That was me pulling this out. It's a little light, which means fuel's a little bit off, but that's because the governor and everything's out of there. Let's measure our gap here. So I'm talking about gap, I'm talking about the end of the plug there. Spark plug gap, these, that's 24 thousandths. Should be a little wider than that, so we're going to open that up. Alright, so 24 thousandths fits in there. It's a little loose now. Open it, just touch more. And another 10 thousandths there. It's going to be about 34 thousandths from both ends. For me, it's a little more than a slight drag. Open up again. So that's a slight drag on there. So put them in. If anybody can't see it. Bing, bang, boom. Insert feeler gauges there. Was the right two? No. That's why they didn't fit. Alright. There's the right two. That drag in there. I gotta get this so you guys can see it. Insert feeler gauges. Push through a slight drag. Slight drag when it's sitting on there like that. Both feeler gauges. Boom. Alright, now we can go ahead and put it back in. And I hope I can edit this video easier than some of the other ones on my phone. I don't use a spark plug socket. Normal spark plug sockets look like this, but they have a little rubber dealie on the inside there. I don't like them. The rubber dealie always gets stuck on me. Twister tube by hand. The rubber's in there to protect the plug. Porcelain on the plug when we're installing it, just like this. And there's a torque, 24 foot-pounds click. Alright. Boom, done. Pick up all of our grass. Everything else is good. So we're gonna give this thing a rip. It hasn't started in over a year. So we'll see what happens now. I'm gonna pull her off into the grass and away from all the tools. I gotta pull my lever down here. And Balanced, running, pulled really well. Ethanol free helps with that too. If you use ethanol free gas in there, that really helps. All right, folks, that's spring maintenance on this mower. I'll go ahead and clean it up, and I'm going to go pick up a new air filter for it. But other than that, she's running good.